Most of us are ADHD as fuck, and that's why I feel like we gravitate towards music production.
You know what? It sounds like it's worth it. I'll give it a shot.
What do you feel like you got out of that in terms of sound design?
Your workflow improves a lot because it speeds up your workflow a ton when you don't got to sit there and sound design everything. You're like, holy shit.
If anybody was watching this video and was a little bit on the fence about industry set, what would you say to them based on your experience?
It's a no-brainer. I would do it again, honestly.
Let's just go all the way back to the beginning, like at the very start, before you even joined. What was like the main reason you joined in the first place?
I wanted to improve like overall production, like from sound design, arrangement, mixing and mastering. Like I wanted to improve all that, but I also wanted to get in a better mindset to have a more productive workflow, because I was always like on and off with music. And when I would work on a track, it would take me like 2-3 months to get a full track done, things like that. And just to have like more of a like a set game plan on like how to push forward with like making music like a full-time career, because it's kind of hard when you're starting out. You don't really know what to do, where to go, things like that. So that was my mindset going into it.
So for you, it was more so like improving the production stuff was a priority, and then the marketing stuff like an afterthought, I guess.
Yeah, it was definitely production wise first, like getting the quality up there, because you can be a marketing genius, but if your product's not good, it's not really going to do much for you.
But just remind me as well, did we know each other from like a previous thing that I've done? Like, were you into Fire, I think?
I did like go through a handful of like the free masterclass videos from Fire, but I was never like in the course. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm guessing you found out about us through Instagram, and you were just like, fuck it, I'll just give it a red hot go. Were you seeing the ads for a long time before you kind of booked in a call, or was it kind of like straight away?
I think I saw like 3 or 4 before I finally went in and applied on the site. Right. There was a couple of them at first, because like it was skeptical at first, things like that, but then it slowly grew on me.
What was like the main reason why you actually booked it in? Like, was there a certain ad that you were like, oh, this seems interesting? Or
I had a very good job at the time, so I was like more financially stable to like push forward on it. I was at that point where I felt like I needed to do something to help get like more of a leg up in getting the ball rolling to making better music and having it be a career. It answered a lot of like my skepticism and stuff like that at first, where I was like, is it gonna be worth it? Am I really gonna learn stuff, actively go back and forth and tailor sounds and different lessons to like your roadblocks and what you're trying to make and things like that? So I was like, you know what? It sounds like it's worth it. I'll give it a shot.
So take me back to, let's say, the first semester. What do you feel like you got out of that in terms of sound design?
It definitely helped like build like an arsenal of like sounds that like I use pretty much in every track. If not, I use a handful of each for different tracks and things like that, and add new elements. But it's like you build an arsenal of sounds that you're really comfortable with, you feel like it identifies you and your brand of what you're trying to make, which is huge, because it speeds up your workflow a ton when you don't got to sit there and sound design everything. Then when you do have to sound design, like going through the first semester, it's way easier. You kind of subconsciously start to learn like the little tips and tricks on how to tailor a sound to get it to sound the way you want when you are trying to make something new. Kind of gives you like the tools to make new ones as you go along, because obviously you're not going to use the same like half dozen or dozen of sounds for different songs.
What about the second semester in terms of like having to make like a lot of recreations and a lot of like volume of making a lot of tracks quickly?
100,000% worth it. You become so accustomed to making like full tracks or full drops, full build up to drops and things like that, and like trying to get them to sound as clean and polished as you can in the span of like a week, and doing like 5, 7, whatever amount of them. You're so locked into like the workflow of it that you don't realize that you're getting that much volume out. And then when you do have like the downtime to make one full track in a week, it's like you can bust out an intro, build up and drop in the first night or two, and then have the whole track done with time to still clean up the mix down and master with like a day or two to spare after the end of the week. So like your workflow improves a lot. Your arrangement skills and things like that kind of become way more easy to adjust and tweak, because the workflow is so steady now. It's one where you don't realize how much you progress in until the end of the semester, but when you do, you're like, holy shit, I remember at the end of the semester, I had 5 or so like drops that I turned into full songs, like after the first 2 weeks after the semester ended.
The results that we get out of that program, it's definitely the highest I've ever seen in any other program that's out there, just purely because of the amount of volume that we really get people to do. By the time you started the marketing semester, did you feel pretty confident then about like where the production was at and like the amount of tracks you had ready as well?
There's probably like a week or two during the third semester where I was like, like I feel like my mix downs or something could be a little better, or my sounds could be a little polished. But then I remembered what Brainwaves told me, and he was like, there's always going to be that in the back of your head anyway. 100%. But
100%.
Then I just took that time to like send it to a couple of friends who have like heard my music before I started with Industry Set, and then sent them the new shit. And it was a night and day reaction to the music. So I was like, all right, never mind. Let me just chill on myself. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's definitely a completely different body of work now compared to how it was before I started with you guys. So yeah.
Because you said before early in this call that the timeline of you finishing tracks used to be like months, I think.
It was bad just because like it was what we were just talking about. It was like you would have an idea of a song in your head and you would lay down drums and get like different synths and stuff going, and then you would have to sit there and try to sound design a certain sound that you wanted to get into the track, and you would spend like a day learning how to get that to sound right, and then you had to arrange it a different way, and you're trying to clean up a mix a different way, and you're kind of trying to learn everything as you're going. So it became a process.
Most of us are ADHD as fuck, and that's why I feel like we gravitate towards music production. It's the first time in our lives where when we're listening to music, we are fully locked in, fully focused, and like you forget you're even doing. You're like in a bubble.
The second semester, I was having trouble getting like a good balance of like the sub and like your mids, and like trying to find that sweet spot. And it took me like 3-ish weeks of doing like the repetitions and everything, and then it just clicked one day, and it was just locked in after that.
How do you feel like you went in the Ascent program? Like, what did you get the most out of that?
Learning how to like assess what does well on socials and things like that, and just getting more comfortable with posting on socials, because like I used to post a lot on socials. I would do like DJ videos and things like that on Instagram, but I wasn't on TikTok at all really, and I wasn't on like YouTube Shorts, and my YouTube Shorts is doing fucking phenomenal, and I made it during that semester. Being able to analyze different posts and seeing like, oh, people like this one, oh, people, they didn't really like it, they slid through it, seeing like the retention graph and stuff like that. Like that was stuff I never even knew about until Liam was showing me that. Even just like the hook captions and stuff like that, like I never would put like text in my videos or anything like that.
But would you say the content was like the preferred thing that you got the most out of it, hey?
I think so, yeah. That and the strategies to find different ways to get like artist demo emails and stuff like that, so you can actually send tracks to them and stuff like that. Because I never understood how people were like, yeah, someone's playing my song out. I'm like, do they just find it on your SoundCloud or something? Like, how are you getting that to them?
So I'm curious if anybody was watching this video and was a little bit on the fence about Industry Set, and you know they were just 12 months ago where you were at, you know, seeing our ads, what would you say to them based on your experience? Like, what advice would you give to them about, you know, what you went through?
They just got to go for it. They got to go 100% into Industry Set. You won't expect like how much you improve in all aspects of like having music as a career. And if you want to seriously have music as a career, treat it like a career, come into Industry Set, have like a set program and workload that's going to improve all aspects of it, your production, your mixing and mastering, like all that stuff, the marketing, social media, networking, all those things. Like it's a no-brainer. I would do it again, honestly.